Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and I'm back with Drew and her conversation with Carlos King. There are just a couple of more things I want to touch on. Let's get into Drew and Ralph. So, Drew was telling Carlos that Ralph and her father have the same birthday, right? For some odd reason, Carlos turned into like Miss Cleo. Like he could tell the future, right? He's telling her, I get it, I understand why you're with him. Because she said she thought she was marrying her father. But if he was bad to her when they were in Chicago and she packed up and moved to Atlanta with him and he's worse and throwing the divorce word out to her and she still stayed, like, did she think that she couldn't make it? Like, Drew is a baddie on her own. You know what I'm saying? She could do that. But Carlos said that, her father is saying to her, it's okay to let go. You're going to be good financially and everything. So she took that in stride and all that. And then they got into talking about Shamia. Y'all, I feel like Shamia has really done herself a disservice in this season. I don't know if I want to see her back. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. So now they're talking about Drew's comment that she made about the music that her and Dennis was going to do was going to pay for Pilar's college, right? And Drew said that Shamia took that and did not, deliver it the way that she said it. Drew said she just meant what Dennis was saying, because Dennis was saying, this is great what we're doing. I'm doing this for generational wealth. I'm doing this for my daughter. This can pay for her college fund. So Drew is saying she was just reiterating what Dennis was saying. She was not trying to be messy. She was not trying to be mean. She was just saying what Dennis had said. Did y'all get that? So now they're talking about Drew's attraction to Dennis, sleeping with Dennis for beats and all of that. I don't know. I didn't like that Drew compared Dennis to Ralph. Have you not seen my husband? Meaning that no, she is not attracted to bellies. So she's not physically attracted to Dennis. Not any way, shape, form, or fashion. And honestly, I don't think so either. I don't think anything is wrong with Drew and Dennis working together. I don't think anything was going on with Drew and Dennis. So that right there, I never read into that myself. I do agree with Drew when she said Porsha was brought here to give a life and story that she wasn't able to deliver. Because she hasn't delivered all season at all, right? And she has been talking about Drew a lot. That has been a lot of her storyline. Now it's Shamia. Let me know if you agree with that. Now, Drew sat here and told us that Porsha knew everything that her and Dennis was doing. Dennis would call her from the studio. She said that she had called Porsha, text Porsha. Porsha was off living her Mrs. Gobadia life. Then she would message her, girl, what's going on with the new girls? I don't know anything about them. And she was like, girl, I need to talk to you. And when they talked, she said, Porsha said, yes, I know what you and Dennis are doing. It is good. So why is Porsha acting like she doesn't know what's going on? Somebody lying. Child, then she gets to talking about the pinky promise, right? Angela, Drew, and Shamia were together. She said it was like wrestling with Shamia to get these words out. And she said they did a pinky promise not to tell anybody, but here she is on Reality with the King telling us all. But nevertheless, she said that Shamia was upset. She didn't want to make the relationship look bad because this is Porsha's show. Porsha's the HBIC. She did not want it to look bad. She said, but she was hurt because Porsha did not come to her wedding. But we knew that. I went back and I watched those episodes, and Shamia was definitely hurt because Porsha talking about she can't sit and coach, and she had just had some kind of little sickness, right? So she didn't do that. She was upset because she didn't congratulate her on becoming a peach, and Porsha did not celebrate her when she became a peach. So those things were a problem to her because even though that we're here now, when I went back and watched other seasons, Shamia was on like all the episodes. When Porsha had the event and Kenya was there and she called her Miss America, Shamia was sitting right next to Porsha. They were talking about Kenya. So they were friends, but there was a breakdown. And I think it was their wedding. Now, Drew said they encouraged her to tell her story, right? Because Shamia feels like Porsha hasn't been a good friend to her, but she's been a loyal friend to Porsha as she tells everybody these things about Porsha. But Drew talking about, I tell everybody being on this platform, live your truth, because that's what she does. I think that's a little far-fetched. I agree with Drew. Shamia being a friend of the show for all those years made her be a friend in real life to Porsha, right? And maybe she does feel like she's playing the background, and now she has a voice, and she probably really doesn't know how to get it all the way out there, but she's just getting it out there. People say that the way Shamia is how she is all the time. It's a lot for me, but sometimes I feel like she does things to overcompensate for something else. And I don't know what all that is, but I think she does a lot sometimes. But I also think she's trying to make herself known, you know what I mean, as a peach holder, as a housewife. But all Shamia has to do is just chill out, because she is one of the better housewives on any show. I'm here for Drew and all her definitions of Shamia having lapdog behavior, right? I'm here for it. But I do feel like Shamia did feel like she's in Porsha's shadows. And I do feel like since Porsha's in a bad situation, she is just not feeling Shamia. And now Shamia is hurt because she really thought that they were really good friends. Because they've been on this show together for so long. And didn't Shamia say that Porsha said that she wished that Shamia could be a housewife? So I feel like Shamia's holding on to that and acting out at the same time. So now she's talking about the bang bang comment that Porsha had made about Charles. She said she feels like Angela had forgiven Porsha too easily. She said she was still pissed on it after Angela and Porsha kind of made up. And she said Porsha crossed the line when she filmed with her husband, because she honors the institution of marriage. You make these vows before God. Not only you made vows, but he made vows too. And I don't think part of it was sitting there talking about you to Porsha. Both of them were wrong. But this is her excuse for Porsha filming with Ralph versus her filming with Dennis. So Drew has cleared her name about giving Kenya the information about Britt Edie. She said she would never do that. She did not do that. And she said Kenya acted alone. No one knew what she had done. No one knew that she was looking into Britt. I've already discussed this part where she talked about Britt. She said she doesn't see it for her. She said her and her husband have a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things in her past. So I don't know what Britt's livelihood is going to be for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have no idea. But she got some nerve talking about somebody not showing their life and all that kind of stuff, and got a lot going on, in her and her husband are not being transparent. She got some nerve. Drew says she shows her real life. This is a question for you. Do you agree with her? Like this season, yes. She's only been on Housewife for 4 seasons. I thought it was longer than that. But the 3 seasons before this one, do you think Drew showed her real life? Because at the end of her 3rd season, that's when she and Ralph were racing to the courthouse. So that was real. But prior to that, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. So he asked, like, who has she dated that's famous? She said Michael B. Jordan, but she wanted to build with someone. She, her parents had been married for so long, and she wanted to build with Ralph, right? So she learned a lesson. She is dating, which I absolutely love. And I know she's being treated better than he's treated her. So she seems like she's having a good time. She looks like she's having a good time. But she said before she goes too far, she has to wrap this up because Ralph won't let her be great. Because he's doing whatever he wants to do. Also posting women on his social media. But that's a double standard. That makes it difficult for Drew. But I wish her well. We can talk about it in the comments. Bye, y'all.